Hey team, we got an update for you. We're gonna start with stroke. So we are gonna bring back the NPO stickers. So we'll put them in the hallway, the stroke bed hallway. So there's a bin here full of them, and then over on the wall by the stroke bed there is a bin of NPO stickers. So when you get your coach strokes, you can bring them to the hallway, put on their NPO sticker. Generally they're not going to be in a gown, so when you get them to their room you'll want to put them in a gown but take it off their shirt and put it on their gown, just so we know to keep them NPO until they've had a swallow screen. And like we said before, we don't need to do the swallow screen in the ER unless we're going to give them something by mouth. And all the medications that they're ordering, aspirin, Plavix, they don't really need for like 24 hours. So if at all, I would just avoid giving any stroke patient anything by mouth in the ER. And then we've had a couple people ask how to document the strokes or the swallow study. So if you go to ad hoc, and then you go to swallow screen for stroke, and then chart, that will bring up your swallow study. So if you don't get it doesn't fire a task for it, that's a way to document it. And then for our code ICHs, we want, if they're hypertensive, they need to have an ART line, because most generally we're going to be starting clofidipine. So we're trying to get the RT gets the page when we call out a code ICH. But if they don't, make sure you're talking to your doc or paging RT to come place that ART line for you. And then we'd like to announce that Gina Perkins is now our stroke champion for the ED. So she's going to help us out with education, helping us with process improvement. So if you have anything related to stroke, let her know so she can get involved in that. And the other things quickly is the safe haven law. So traditionally, the state of Utah, anyone could drop their babies off up to 30 days, no questions asked, and the baby would be put up for adoption. They've extended that out to 90 days now. And then historically, pink sheets, they asked us to call police when we were discharging them. That is no longer. We do not have to call police when we're discharging a pink sheet. And then for iStats, the lab has just asked that we don't let phlebotomy handle any of the cartridges or anything because they're not trained on iStats. So they will no longer be stocking the caddies for iStat cartridges. So that will be a nursing task from now on. And that's all I got.
Two quick things. When you do the swallow screen, make sure if you do the swallow screen and then give aspirin, make sure when you document the swallow screen that this time is changed so that it is before the PO med that you gave. If you did the swallow screen before the PO med that you gave, which I assume everybody does, but make sure your documentation reflects that. And swallow screens are required for PO medications, not just for active code strokes. Any stroke diagnosis, even if it's a code stroke that got canceled because the last known well was out of the window, but they still did have a stroke, it just was 3 days ago, so you canceled the code stroke, you still have to have a swallow screen before you give them anything PO. Anything else?
That's it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.